Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, while this massive bullish reversal signal is still flashing on this Bitcoin chart, we are continuing to see the breakout from this bullish pattern in the price of Bitcoin, while billions of dollars of liquidations are happening right now. So in just a moment, I'll be giving you an update on my Bitcoin trading strategy alongside Ethereum now bouncing from critical support, while Solana is continuing to break out from this bullish pattern. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, just before getting into the Bitcoin charts today, taking a look at the Bitcoin news today, and on Thursday we saw another decent net inflow into the spot Bitcoin ETFs. This time around, it was a net inflow of over $250 million US. And so if we're taking a look at the numbers for this week for the spot Bitcoin ETFs in the US, on Monday we saw a relatively small net inflow. And then on Tuesday, we saw a slightly larger net inflow that started to impact the price in more of a bullish way. And then on Wednesday, we saw a massive net inflow, which was the day where we saw a massive pump in the price of Bitcoin. And once again, on Thursday, we just saw another decent sized net inflow. And so at least for now, we're still seeing a lot of buying pressure coming into the ETFs, which is helping the price in more of the bullish direction in the short term for the price of Bitcoin. And with that being said, taking a look at the Bitcoin charts today, taking a look at the 3-day time frame first of all, and as of right now, this hidden bullish divergence is still playing out perfectly, as I've been talking about for a while now on the channel. And basically, this hidden bullish divergence, as I've been saying, is a trend continuation pattern. And as of right now, and leading into this bullish divergence, the price of Bitcoin has been in a larger bullish trend on the larger time frames for over a year, also known as a bull market. And so once again, as I've been saying over and over again here on the channel just recently, this hidden bullish divergence is telling us that we're likely going to see the continuation of that bullish market with another major move to the upside in the coming months. And so as always, it is important to understand the difference between the different time frames. I do have to explain this in every video because from time to time, I still get comments on these videos talking about how, for example, I might have been bearish yesterday. But once again, it's important to understand the difference between the different time frames. So on a smaller time frame, that's completely different from the larger time frames. Because an example of that would be, for example, we could have 1 day worth of bearish price action during a larger bullish move. Or for example, during this larger bullish trend or this bull market, we can see short-term pullbacks here and there on smaller time frames in the shorter term, but that is occurring within a larger bullish trend. And so once again, since basically the beginning of 2023, I've not flipped bearish once on the larger time frames. I've been bullish this entire time for well over a year now on the larger time frames. But of course, if you're zooming into a smaller time frame, looking at the imminent short term, those small time frames can flip between bullish and bearish basically every day because they're the smaller time frames. They're looking at the short term. And with that being said, taking a look at this daily Bitcoin chart, and as of right now, the DXY is still trending in the bearish direction, at least in the short term, relative to the daily time frame, which once again, as I've been saying over and over again here on the channel over the last couple of weeks, this is a bullish reversal signal for the price of Bitcoin in terms of the short-term bearish and bullish trends. And so once again, when it comes to the trend or the larger moves in the price of Bitcoin, as I've already been saying over and over again over the last 1 to 2 weeks, I am starting to flip more bullish. And obviously, if we continue to see this pullback in the DXY continue moving forwards, then obviously that would be a continued bullish reversal signal for the price of Bitcoin, as we saw back here, for example, or back here, for example. And also, if we're taking a look at the daily Bitcoin RSI, this is continuing that bullish breakout to the upside, the bullish reversal from a bearish trend into a new bullish trend in the daily Bitcoin RSI. And obviously, if you've been watching my videos over the last couple of weeks, you'll know that I've been talking about this basically every single day over the last couple of weeks, telling you that this is a bullish reversal signal for the price of Bitcoin in terms of the trends on the daily time frame, also known as the larger moves in the price of Bitcoin. But once again, it is important to understand that during a larger bullish move, we can see short-term bearish price action here and there. So just because I'm bullish on the larger time frames, that does not mean only 100% bullish price action on every time frame. It does not mean that, because once again, on small time frames, we can see short-term pullbacks every now and again, even during a larger bullish move. And so essentially on the larger time frames, not much has changed over the last 1 to 2 weeks. I'm still bullish, as I've been saying, basically since this exact low, which is where I entered my long position. And as of right now, if we're looking at this daily Bitcoin chart, we are continuing the bullish breakout from this bullish falling wedge pattern. And the technical price target for this falling wedge pattern breakout is the top of the wedge, which is sitting at around 72 to 74,000, basically at around these local highs right here, around the all-time high. And so basically from the point of the breakout to where we are right now, we're roughly around halfway between the breakout point and the technical price target for this breakout for this falling wedge. And so obviously, if you missed this breakout trading opportunity, you are a little bit late to the trade at the moment. But with that being said, we still technically have around a 7% move, give or take, until we actually hit that technical price target. And now if we're zooming into the much shorter term, looking at the 2-hour Bitcoin chart, obviously over the last 1 day, we initially played out that small bearish divergence, but since then we have seen more buying pressure due to those ETFs, for example, buying up a lot of Bitcoin. But as of right now, we are potentially forming a new short-term bearish divergence on the 2-hour time frame, because at least as of right now, at the time of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is still forming higher highs in the short term, while the RSI on the 2-hour time frame is still technically forming lower highs. And so this is just something to be aware of, because obviously if it plays out like what we saw last time, the last time we saw a short-term bearish divergence on the 2-hour time frame, this did indeed play out in the form of a short-term pullback over the next couple of days or so. But once again, when you're zooming out to a larger time frame, that short-term pullback is basically irrelevant on the 3-day chart, for example, or even on this daily time frame. And so when it comes to my Bitcoin trading strategy right now, I'm still currently in my Bitcoin long position, which I've been sharing basically every single day, very transparently here on the channel, ever since I began entering into the position right around this local low. And so as of right now, it is still currently a 250k Bitcoin long position. It's not changed over the last 1 day, but obviously, as I said in my last video, I did take a small amount of profits from this long position right here around this local high that we saw just the other day. And so essentially I did sell some of this Bitcoin long position, but because this is an inverse perpetual trade, it pays out the profits or pays out the position in Bitcoin. And so basically when I'm selling this long position or taking profits from this long position, I'm actually just basically deleveraging Bitcoin. I'm turning leveraged Bitcoin into normal spot Bitcoin. And so once again, as of right now, I am still long on the price of Bitcoin overall, considering the fact that especially on larger time frames, we are currently looking more bullish than bearish. And also, since my last video, I have moved my stop loss a little bit further into profits. So basically, as the trade moves further into profits, I'm slowly moving my stop loss further into profits, basically securing more and more profits in the worst case scenario. Basically, if we crash right now all the way to the downside, that stop loss right there would close the trade at that level in profits, securing profits in the worst case scenario. And when it comes to the exit strategy for this trade, as I've mentioned here on the channel, this is more of a swing trade that I'll look to potentially hold over multiple weeks, if not months, but along the way, potentially at some resistance levels or price targets, for example, I may take some profits from that trade along the way. And so that's my trading strategy right now, and it hasn't really changed all that much since around 2 weeks ago, which once again, I've been sharing transparently here on the channel, basically every single day over the last couple of weeks. And if you want to take trades just like this for yourself to make a lot of easy profits in crypto, then make sure to check out this exchange, which I'm trading on right now. And this exchange is Bybit, and I'll make sure to leave a link to Bybit in the description down below and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link down below this video to make a Bybit account and deposit on that account, then you can get up to a $30,000 deposit bonus, but only if you use that link down below this video. And also, if you use that link, it'll take you to this page right here, here, where you can claim an exclusive 200 USDT airdrop position just by making a Bybit account using that link, making a deposit and claiming the airdrop. And so if you're going to be trading crypto anyway, you might as well check this out. Once again, first link down below this video. But for whatever reason, if you cannot access Bybit or if you cannot KYC on Bybit, there is also Bitflex, which is another crypto exchange similar to Bybit, but you don't need KYC for Bitflex. And so I'll also make sure to leave a link to Bitflex down below this video as an alternative crypto exchange. And if we're taking a quick look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, we can see right now the price of Bitcoin is currently in the process of liquidating billions of dollars of short positions. And so obviously, as I've been saying here on the channel, this major area of liquidity at around 67,500 give or take will act as a major magnet, drawing the price towards that area. But as I've also said recently here on the channel, just in the short term, for the last 1 to 2 days, the big players in the market were defending the price hitting that level. But once again, that was just in the short term. There's only so long you can stop the tide actually coming in. And so once we fully start liquidating that major area right there, which is happening basically right now, we could potentially see a further short squeeze to the upside, which is basically another bullish indicator. And so overall, as I've been saying over and over again here on the channel, I'm still very bullish, especially on the larger time frames. It's just in the short term, from time to time, we can see short-term pullbacks and consolidations during the larger bullish moves. And if we're taking a look at the price of ETH on the weekly time frame, right now we are seeing basically another perfect bounce from this Fibonacci level of support, which is sitting just underneath 2.9K. And it is very important that the price is actually bouncing around that Fibonacci level, because if we actually broke below that Fibonacci level with confirmation, like a weekly candle close below around 2.9K, then in that case, the next major retracement level to the downside is sitting at around 2,500. But at least for now, the price is still obviously finding a lot of support at around 2.9K. And in terms of the larger trend, as of right now, the price of ETH is still technically in a larger bullish trend. But obviously during this larger bullish trend on the weekly chart, also known as a bull market, we can see short-term bearish trends or pullbacks along the way during a larger bullish trend. And if we're taking a look at this daily time frame, we can see more clearly the short-term bearish trend on the daily chart, which at least as of right now, we have not yet confirmed a bullish reversal for the price of ETH out of this short-term bearish trend, at least not yet. But obviously, we are actually seeing a decent bounce from this lower level of support, which was sitting at around 2840 approximately. And this line of resistance for this potential falling wedge pattern is sitting at around 3240. And so ideally, in order to actually become more confident that we're actually reversing back into the bullish direction for the price of ETH on the daily time frame out of this short-term bearish trend into a new short-term bullish trend, also known as another leg to the upside in the larger bullish trend. In order to become more confident that that's actually happening here, we need to see a breakout above this resistance and ideally above this previous high, which if we're looking at the candle closes, that's sitting at around 3270, or if we're looking at the actual candle wick high, that's sitting at around 3350. And so once the price of ETH starts confirming a breakout above those levels on the chart right there, that's when we can start becoming more confident that the price is actually reversing back into the bullish direction in the shorter term. And in that case, if we see that extra bullish confirmation confirming a bullish reversal on the daily time frame, that will set up a bullish price target for this falling wedge, which would be at the top of the wedge at around 4,000 to 4.1K. And if we're zooming into the 8-hour time frame, right now the price of ETH is potentially still just in this choppy sideways price range in between this area of support, which we've just seen another perfect bounce from, and this area of resistance. First of all, this area of support still sitting in between around 2850 to 2950, which has perfectly been acting as a lot of support over the last 1 month or so. And this area of resistance is sitting in between around 3.2K to 3250. And we also have some more resistance at around 3350 approximately. And so once again, until we start seeing a confirmed breakout above these resistance levels and ideally above this previous high, once again, until we start seeing that, as of right now, the price is still potentially just in this choppy sideways price range on the 8-hour time frame. But believe it or not, you can still make a lot of easy profits in choppy sideways price action just like this. And if you want to know how to do that, then stick around to the end of this video to find out more. But first, taking a look at the 4-hour time frame, and right now this short-term bullish divergence for the price of ETH is continuing to play out in the short term, as I've already been talking about over the last couple of days. And so once again, a bullish divergence usually plays out in the form of either a bullish relief or some choppy sideways price action, and we've basically seen a bit of both. We have seen some choppy sideways price action in the short term combined with a bit of a bullish relief. But as of right now, the 4-hour Ethereum RSI is indeed entering into overbought territories just here in the short term. And obviously, as we continue this bullish relief, we are slowly getting closer towards this resistance, which basically means this short-term bullish divergence might not necessarily play out much longer, especially if we start running into resistance. And if we're taking a quick look at the price of Solana on the 12-hour time frame, just over the last one day, we did actually see a retest of this previous line of resistance, which is now acting as new support, sitting at approximately $160. And obviously, as I mentioned in my last video, we were potentially seeing the invalidation of that pattern, but we did not really see a candle close well below 160. Instead, we actually saw this candle close basically right on 160 approximately. And obviously, since then, we did see a bounce from that level, which technically confirmed a retest, further confirming the breakout for this inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is technically a bullish pattern. But with that being said, as of right now, the price is running into this area of resistance, which we still need to pay attention to, sitting in between around 167 to 172. And as for short-term support, we should now find support at around 160, and below that we have more support in between 150 to 155, and more support in between 141 to 144. And as for the technical price target for this inverse head and shoulders pattern, now that we've actually broken out and confirmed a retest for this breakout, that sets up a bullish price target for this pattern at around 208 to 209 approximately. And so basically from the point of the breakout from around 160 to that price target, that was potentially around a 30% move to the upside, or from where we are right now as of recording this video to that price target, that's still potentially around a 22 to 23% move to the upside. And so especially if we start breaking out above this resistance right here, above around 172, once again, we could continue up towards that bullish price target, which could potentially be a trade that we could take. But personally, in my situation, because I'm already very much long on the price of Bitcoin, usually a lot of the crypto market moves together. So if Solana continues this bullish move to the upside, it is quite likely that Bitcoin will experience some bullish price action. And in that case, obviously, I'll benefit from this trade. And once again, if you want to trade these moves in the price of any crypto, check out those links down below this video to claim those extra bonuses. And if you want to actually know how to trade crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions. And the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.